Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Ever since the issue of Senator Ali Ndume and his shorty for Mayana came on, and the fact that he has been made to stand in for Mayana in Absential, it has sparked a lot of reaction. Well, people were wondering why is Nnamdi Kanu's matter not also tabled that way as we speak. Practical moves are fully on ground. In fact, five willing witnesses willing to testify against Nnamdi Kanu is fully on ground and willing. But before we go into the newspaper to find out the nitty-gritty details about this and the trouble that lies ahead, we'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you see bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, the Federal High Court in Abuja has slated November 26 for the commencement of the trial of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, with 5 prosecution witnesses lined up to testify against him. Our respondent on Tuesday saw the hearing notice issued on November 24th for the Thursday's proceedings. Copies of the hearing notice were served on the prosecution team in the office of the Attorney General of the Federation and Kanu's lawyer Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Justice Binta Nyoko has since March 28, 2019 revoked the bail granted the Ipob leader, ordered his arrest, and directed that his trial on charges of treasonable felony would proceed in his absence, but the court had not had any sitting on the case since then. The judge, acting on an application by the lead prosecuting counsel, Mr. Mogaji Labaran, anchored her orders for Kanu's arrest and trial in absentia on the defendant's failure to appear in court since April 15, 2017, without any reasonable explanation. Kanu's lawyer Ejiofor had opposed the prosecution's oral application and asked to be given more time to file his defense. He insisted that Kanu's disappearance was as a result of soldiers' invasion of his home in Afaruku, near Umuahia, Abia State, during the military's Operation Python Dance 2, staged to quell agitation for Biafra Republic in September 2017. But the judge held that she had, in a judgment on civil suit filed by Kanu, ruled that there was no nexus between the said military invasion and the Ipob leader's disappearance. She overruled the objection, noting that the request for explanation on the defendant's absence from court was belated. The judge also noted that Kanu had violated the conditions and terms of the bail granted him on April 17, 2017 by staying away from court without justification. The court had on Friday 20th, 2018 ordered the separation of Kanu's trial from that of his original co-defendant to put a stop to further delays resulting from Ipob leaders' continued absence from court. Kanu Shorties has been ordered by the court to either produce the Ipob leader in court or show cause why they should not forfeit the 100 million naira bail bonds. A 7th senator, Abaribe, is among Kanu's shorties. The matter is, however, pending before the Court of Appeal in Abuja. Meanwhile, the movement of the actualization of sovereign state of Biafra on Tuesday said the Igbo would resist any attempt to arrest Abaribe over the case. The MASSOB leader Nnamdi made this known in a statement in Awka, the Anambra State capital. The group also attacked Alhaji Yerima Shettima-led Arewa Youth Consultative Forum for calling for Abaribe's arrest for not being able to produce Kanu. The statement reads in part, AYCF's stinking vomit against Senator Abaribe is an expression of a sadistic and tribalistic ethnic group in Nigeria. This distinguishing Abaribe shorty to Kanu and that of Ali Ndume, Senator Ali Ndume, to Mayana, MASSOB said Mayana was a corrupt criminal that shamelessly looted public funds, when he was the chairman of the defunct National Pension Tax Team. Senator Abaribe standing as surety for Nnamdi Kanu was unanimous decision of Ndigbo. It was not a personal venture. The baseless, treasonable and felonious court case against Nnamdi Kanu is closed because the Nigerian government knows it has no evidence against Kanu. Any attempt or arrest of Senator Abaribe will be resisted by Ndigbo. You've heard it. Have you now seen that to a great extent? While they keep saying MASSOB have done this, MASSOB is even actually the one now working and helping the cause of IPOB's leader. Look at what they said. They said they will even the fact that Senator Abaribe shorted Nnamdi Kanu is not even a yardstick for him to be arrested. And they even went further to say that the case against Nnamdi Kanu is baseless. Have you now seen that they're actually one and the same? This issue of people saying that Ndigbos are divided, it could be just, if you ask me, it could just be superficial. MASSOB is coming even to the defense of not just Senator Abaribe, but also for Nnamdi Kanu, even though he is not in the country right now. Let's just take one or two comments, then let's analyze this critically. This one here saying, I'm going to enjoy this movie. Fingers crossed. Very funny. This one here is saying, let's watch and see what will come out of this case. Because the strong man has called out Abaribe. We all know the law anyways. Okay, now, but let's look at this very critically. Now, if you look at the analogy, the explanation given in the story thus far, the case thus far, you find out that even though lawyer Ejiofor, barrister Ejiofor rather, had mentioned the matter, that's Ifeanyi Ejiofor has mentioned the matter that during the Operation Python Dance 2, the reason why Nnamdi Kanu left wasn't because he wanted to leave. It was simply because the Operation Python Dance 2, the military forces came, at his house, came to his house, on the same matter, wanting to move him. But by the time the case was brought to the court, the judge said that there's no correlation. Listen, guys, he said there's no correlation between the fact that military came to his house and the case in question, that she can't see the correlation. So for that reason, it's belated. And the objection he raised over the fact that Nnamdi Kanu left because of security issues, or because of insecurity issues rather, the objection raised was now overruled, meaning it is baseless, it has no correlation. Why is that why his jump bill should come out? Don't forget that since 2017, April thereabout, the issue of his bill has been revoked, which means at any time Nnamdi Kanu steps his foot into Nigeria, I didn't say Biafra land, into Nigeria, he will be arrested. And if the prosecution case goes on like that in his absential, I just hope that his lawyer, barrister Ejiofor, will do good justice for him for the future, the case of the future. Because if this case is done in absentia and the ruling against him, he may not be able to step into Nigeria until Biafra is restored, or else they will pick him up right from the airport if he's cited. And this may not all go well. But let's find out what MASSOB is saying. MASSOB is saying, look, whether you like it or yes, we will resist the arrest by any force or anyone against Senator Abaribe. That it wasn't just done for one thief, but it was an agreement, unanimous agreement by the Ndigbos to protect their son. We mentioned this earlier, that the speed with which the bond was raised was amazing. Such love I've not seen in a long while. And yet, for Ali Ndume, it only was 500 million naira worth of house in Asokoro in Abuja. For Senator Abarib, it was 100 million naira bond, of which I know even when he forfeits it, Ndigbos will give to him times 10. if he so desires, if he so demands. So they're just watching. Maybe the only place where they will touch the Ndigbos a bit is when they try to arrest him. Well, let's find out what will eventually go down. But for Barrister Ejiofor, we hope he does justice to the case, if not for anything, for the future of Nnamdi Kanu. But of course, the way we're even looking at it, it looks like Nnamdi Kanu have no intention of coming to Nigeria anytime soon, except, of course, the project he has begun, he completes it. Let's see how it goes. Let's put in that comment section. Please, no hate.